How you guys doing out there? I hope you all are having a wonderful, wonderful morning because I am. That's right, it's the second day of the release of, check that out, the Wright Comb. And this is brought to you by my wonderful friends over at Rev Air. So this morning we're going to be talking about what makes your comb the Wright comb like all the other combs, okay? So, you know, combs have a wonderful, wonderful history. And you guys know I love to talk about the history of combs because I love history. I just love history, period. So just a little bit about the history of combs. Let me take my rings off because in real life, you know, these things can be in the way. So a little bit of history about combs, and then I'm going to take you guys right into the Wright hair comb, okay? So to those of you who don't know who I am, my name is LaDosha Wright. I am the author of Curly Hair Adventures children's book, What They Don't Tell You at the Hair Salon. That's a self-help book. And then I'm also the author of a free ebook on my Patreon page called The Beauty and Barber Survival Plan. And that's for professional development, okay? So that's my gift to all my homies out here in the beauty world trying to make it through this pandemic, crisis, or any situation, okay? And so this basically, I'm a zany, brainy hairstylist who loves people as much as she loves hair. How's that? So today we're going to be talking about the comb. So the comb has a very, very unique history in the world. So I love to just reiterate this over and over again. And I'm going to invite every single person to go to like the British Museum's website, just a lot of museums who hold a lot of artifacts of combs. And it's just as simple as Googling them. If you don't like to watch stuff, if you're a reader, then you can always go over to Google Scholar and you can check out a lot of PhDs, like people in archaeology, who've written a lot of wonderful papers and research, believe it or not, on combs. So here's what they don't tell you at the hair salon. Now I want you guys to keep in mind, that a lot of this information can also be found in my book, What They Don't Tell You at the Hair Salon, okay? And so combs are some of the oldest artifacts that you can find when it comes to just finding stuff in antiquity. Hold on one second. Hey, I'm back. So combs are some of the things that are some of the oldest artifacts that are found in antiquity. When people think of things found in antiquity, most of the times we think of actual bones. We think of vases. We also think of like eating utensils, carving utensils, you know, rituals, utensils, you know, things of that nature. But believe it or not, you need this hat, hey, okay. But believe it or not, okay, combs are also found in antiquity. So a lot of the archaeological finds definitely show up a lot of combs. Now, combs were not looking like this, okay? This is definitely the evolution of a comb. So combs have evolved. But one thing that we can say about our ancient ancestors that we love so much is that they do what all ancestors do. They like to leave the clues behind. You see what I'm saying? And so when we look at how combs are constructed or crafted, combs are made in so many different shapes and sizes because they serve so many different purposes for the various textures and types. Well, people aren't necessarily crafting one comb per person. So back in antiquity, men made combs for their significant others, okay? So combs were actually often hand carved by men for their significant others for the purpose of, believe it or not, cleansing the hair first and then styling the hair. Now again, this is not verbatim, okay? And so now we understand what the functioning and the purpose of combs are that the design of them rather, began to evolve. So one of the things we just now you don't have to be an Egyptologist or a cosmetologist or even a historian to figure this one out. But we know for sure that the different styles and makes of combs were for different lengths and different purposes. So when it comes to using the right comb, one of the things we know for sure that our ancients left behind for us to know is that a comb must be made of quality material. Now we know back then they did not have plastics and polymers and things of that nature. They had other stuff. So today we are using the same principles. The foundation of a good comb has to be made from a good material. So you can do rubber, you can do plastics, they can be made of wood. There are a lot of different materials that combs can be made out of. But the right comb is made out of some good old-fashioned plastic, okay? But the mode of it is that it's very sturdy. A sturdy comb is very essential to shampooing and cleansing textured hair. All right? So here's what they don't tell you at the hair salon. The history of textured hair in America is absolutely atrocious. It's nothing that any of us really, really want to be proud of, because they're always teaching us that we had this bad, difficult to manage hair, number one. Number two, textured hair is pretty much on black and brown people, that people who are lighter complex, they don't have this hair texture, and if they do, they must be black. And so because black had a negative connotation, who wanted to be determined or concluded as a black person? So a lot of people use textured hair to say who you are, where you are from, in relation to the terminology or the belief of this notion of black people, okay? So granted, we're not stupid. People are dark and they are brown and whatever. But the racism that's associated with black is what we're saying that's not good. So the melanated people, the skin, well, that's, you gotta be again, you don't have to be a genealogist, again, a scientist to break all this stuff down, but the racism is what I'm talking about. So when we talk about the racism that's associated with textured hair, it's that textured hair is difficult to manage. Now remember, the ancients left us some clues. If you have the right tool per the texture, it's not difficult. That's one. Well, no, that's two. One, if you understand the texture, it's not difficult. Two, if you have the right tool, it's not difficult. Three, if you have the right technique. Now, the technique is something that my mama did. Now, this is not in antiquity. I'm not going to be pseudo. I'm down with the Amun Ra squad, and we are into being some pseudo killers. So I'm not going to say that the ancients left a document that said that this is how you shampoo hair. But what the ancients did leave us in antiquity is that they knew that there's some microbes, something is crawling. Let me just move this phone over so you can see what I'm doing here. All right, so they knew, something crawling on this scalp. Now they said, well, what is it? I don't know. You want to know why? Because it's itching. So something's got to be on there. So with that being said, we want to try to get it off. Now, what better way to get something off of that's crawling than to actually pick it off? So you can't go and pick it. They wasn't going to do that. So they invented what? Combs. All right? And so the combs help do what? Remove and lift stuff away from the scalp. So the notion or the myth that black people who were what? Animals. You got to understand that back then, we were not considered human beings. This is not a joke. Not just black people in America, but even your black people in Australia, your Aboriginals. Look at the name Aboriginals. I even read, this is not some New York Times, excerpt. This is in history books that it wasn't until 1967 that they actually ordained or confirmed that black people and aboriginals were actually humans. In 1967, when I was born, they said those people were vegetation. I'm not making this up. In the spirit of my work, my best friend, Kevin, Chill, MC Hurd, don't cook it up, look it up. If you don't believe me, look it up. In 1967, the European government finally said the Aboriginals were actually human beings. So, when you're talking about dealing with this Afro-textured hair, it's supposedly not of human. It's not silky, it's not straight, it's woolen, it's nappy. Look at the words that they choose to describe the hair. So now here comes the racism, the ideologies that they're attaching with this textured hair that's not really good. And so what happens is now we have been stolen from our motherland on the coast of West Africa, right? And so we're here, they're shaving off our heads, not because they're following the history and antiquity to shave it because of lice and sanitation purposes. No, they're shaving it because they know, you know what? Them Negroes, they know who each other are because of the hairstyle. This is true. So you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna shave it off. Now you also gotta keep in mind, when they started to steal the slaves from Africa, they didn't just go and pick a person like me. No, they picked the smartest, most intelligent people to come to the Americas and force them into labor to work for free to cultivate the land that we're on today. So in order to control them, they had to do what? Shave the heads off. That was just one of many. So you shave the heads off, you guys don't know who each other are, you won't be able to even utter your native tongue. So now we're here, we're learning a new language, and now we're in a new habitat, and so now we're getting some new information. And the information that we're getting is, I'm gonna tell you one thing. Now I'm paraphrasing this. Them Negroes can work them fields. Them Negroes can have them babies. And them Negroes can cook that food. And them Negroes can make some clothes. But you know what them Negroes ain't gonna do? They not gonna comb that hair. No. Because they knew that those hairstyles meant what? Status. Because that's the people they were stealing. They didn't just steal black women for any old reason. They stole black women for certain reasons. Bigger boobs, for what? You know what boobs are about. This is not flattery, guys. Intelligence. We're not making this up. This is in history, okay? Not good history, but it is what it is. But we're using these videos, my products, and this comb to begin to move past the history that has taught us that this texture of hair is bad, number one. Number two, if you alter this texture, you're trying to be like whitey. Racism. Racism. That has nothing to do with why women change their hair. Women have been styling their hair since the beginning of time. The beginning of time. In antiquity, you're going to find combs and hairstyles. We evolved, okay? So now you're starting to understand what's happening here. So in this country, we're teaching people that this textured hair is really bad, okay? And then you can't comb it because it's difficult to manage. You can't comb it if you got a cheap comb and if you got the wrong comb. The Wright Comb is made of just this good old-fashioned plastic, and it's very sturdy. The mold, when they pour it, it's not just a little thin film. They're gonna fill that mold up. It's seamless, so it's not gonna snag and catch your hair. The teeth are long, so that you can get through the hair with the teeth. Because remember, that's the purpose of the comb. If you take your hair and try to clean it like this, y'all know your hair tangled up. But we've been having to do that since the 1800s up till yesterday, till an hour ago. My job is to tell you guys, don't do that. I know what you're saying. A million people can't be wrong. They've been doing that way since the beginning of time. They're wrong. They're all wrong. Shampoo was massaging. That's what shampoo means. Look it up in the etymological. Just go on Google, type in shampoo, hit that little arrow, and it's going to drop down. And it's going to tell you where the word derived from. So when they changed the language, the meaning to cleansing, they didn't change the modality. And no one on this feed, no one in this chat will even admit that when you wash up, you massage. No, when you wash up, you do what? You scrub. So people with straight hair, they're not going to have a problem unless it's really long. But if you have some degree of texture, this is not going to work. But if you use the right products, the right tools, and the right technique, so I'm going to use some conditioner to untangle that mess I just did. I'm going to use the right comb, starting from her regrowth, because the hair is the strongest. I'm going to work those tangles out. You see that? And now, I'm going to section it. No hair. You see that? No hair is coming out. The teeth are long to get through very long hair or afro hair. Imagine if you have a kid at home or someone who's tender-headed. There are a lot of tender-headed adults. This phenomenon is just not exclusive to children. There are a lot of tender-headed adults. I do hair every day, and I have a lot of customers who come in, and it hurts because the hair hasn't been cleansed properly, so the hair is always tender, and there is a muscle associated with that, okay? All right, so now I'm sectioning her hair, and I'm detangling it, all right? And so now we can see what's happening. Now, when you download my ebook, you get this video for free that you can always watch. Now, my book is for both the cosmetologist and the consumer to help us communicate better and answer a lot of questions with empirical scientific data, because the pseudo is what's hurting the hair care industry. It's the people out here who's making stuff up and they're making it fit their pockets, okay? And now they're messing stuff up. So now I can massage her hair. Here's the shampoo. You see it now? Because now the hair is all detangled. You see? Now I can shampoo. There it is. And I'm making sure that I bring my hands out. I'm not doing this. You see, it feels good. But now her hair is all tangled. Wrong. That's they stuff. This our stuff. Today, we're debunking the myth that textured hair is difficult by using the right products, the right tools, and the right technique, okay? So now we got that the comb is made of a sturdy plastic, right? We also know the comb was poured into a nice mold where the comb is seamless, okay? We also know that the long teeth will allow us to get through the hair without what? Tearing it, all right? We also know that the comb is sturdy. It has to be sturdy to get through the density or the length. Okay, so density is the number of fibers per cubic inch, and then length is just long, okay? So you need a long tooth comb to do that. But not just any old comb, it's gotta be the right comb. So of course this comb can be bought here today at the Reverend's Desire Team Hair Salon, Or you can go to myrevair.com, click on accessories, and get the comb, and it's just $9. Okay? Next up, we have the ergonomics. Now, a lot of this are like, girl, you tripping. $9 for a comb. They sell them combs for 99 cents. This, that, and the third. Hey, we're giving you guys the education. That's what's wrong with the beauty industry. We always selling y'all stuff, but we'll never teach y'all anything. Everything has got to be a secret. Because if we tell y'all what we doing, y'all not going to come back. This is my guest right here. Do you shampoo your hair at home?
Sometimes.
She shampoos her hair at home. She does. Do you come back to the hair salon?
Yeah.
Okay. She shampoos her hair at home, and she still comes back to the hair salon. So it can't be that if we tell our clients what we're using, and we tell them how much it costs, that number one, they're not going to come back, and then number two, they're too cheap to pay for it. We can't say that, guys. Raise your head up a little bit. So now we have the comb that's giving you the education. And so that's what this is all about. You can go get this comb anyplace else, I get that. But I want you guys to support me because I'm helping to pioneer. This is what Madam C.J. Walker did. Annie Turbo Malone, Sarah Spencer Washington, Cecily Hair Love on the feed. She's a cosmetologist as well. We're not the only people. There are other professionals who are out here trying to unravel and undo the damage that's been done to us deliberately. Because when a person don't look good, they don't feel good. But you had people trying to do it amidst adversity and not just during slavery. It's only was in July of 2019, 400 years to date. August of 2019, 400 years later, has it been deemed illegal to say, you know what, I'm not going to hire you because your hair is nappy or ugly or whatever. I'm not going to hire you because your hair is in locks or you're going to come to work with your hair like this. You can't do that. For 400 years, imagine you can't get a job, you can't go certain places, you're not admitting to certain places, a school, because your hair. This is the sickness in this country that people like me and Cecily were undoing. Madam C.J. Walker. Madam C.J. Walker's whole mission was about what? Clean your hair. That Tedder, Sarah Spencer Washington, Annie Turbo Malone, their whole message was going door to door telling black women, now that us free, we can clean our hair. And whether it came to them in a dream or whatever, they knew that this hair has to be clean. And so now you have this myth that's being passed down generation to generation. Black people can't comb their hair like white people. Black people can't do this and that like, they can't wash their hair every day like white people. Black people can't put heat on their hair today. Now if you put heat on the hair, it's bad. If black people straighten out their hair, they trying to be white. If black people lighten their hair, they're trying to be white. If black people use products made by white people, they trying to be white. Racism. Racism. There is nothing nowhere in history before Cleopatra, after Cleopatra. Before Nefertiti, after Nefertiti. Before Queen Hatshepsut, after Queen Hatshepsut. I'm going to just keep breaking it down. You're not going to find anywhere in any history that our people said, if you alter this fabric, you're trying to be something other than yourself. That's racism. It's a fabric, people. It's a fabric. And it's art and it's hygiene all rolled up into one. And you have a personal responsibility to take care of it, hence personal hygiene. Hygiene is clean and beauty. This is in antiquity. Why? Because they saw us as divine people. We were gods. This is not a disrespect to God. This is the highest. This is reverence. Are you people following me? This is what this is all about. This company, Rev Air, is reverencing you. They partnering not just with me. I'm not the only person. This company is deliberately seeking out professionals who are promoting and teaching people to love themselves as they already are. And if you alter it, that is not a display of you don't like yourself. If you add hair to it, it doesn't mean that you don't like yourself. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. For the most part, it's vanity, which is sanity. I'm going to say it again. It's vanity, that's what? Sanity. It's not the only thing to make you feel sane, but it's just a part of the whole. So this comb is a part of that whole. And this is why we're teaching you and we're asking you for your support. Like I said, they make these combs all day long. But did the other people teach you how to do it? No. They made it so that I can do that. So that Rev Air can do that. It can't do everything. So cosmetologists, we're out here on these platforms and we're reaching out to you guys so you can stop this whole washing hair like this. Stop that. Because eventually you're not going to have hair. Some people it's not going to be a problem. But for most people, it's very much a problem. So you gotta have the right comb. The comb is also gonna allow you to comb through the hair to distribute the product and remove any hair that has lived this life and is gone on to so some new hair can come in. All this mess about if your hair is shedding, then that means your hair is coming out. You're going bald. If your hair is shedding, no. You need your hair to shed so that new hair can come in. This comb is going to only remove the hair that's already lived this life. Yeah, you're gonna have some broken pieces. You're styling it. Come on now. You know, I'm gonna have some shreds on my fabric. Yeah, some of the stuff is gonna come off on my hat, but you gotta admit, this hat is fat, tell the truth. This hat kinda dope, but some of the fibers have come off of it. Some of the fibers are laying in different directions. That's what fibers do. So shedding is very natural. Excessive shedding, do like Kumo D. Go see the doctor. Ain't that right, Scrap? Go see the doctor. Don't use this video to resolve something that's not normal. If I pull this hair and a whole bunch of hair come out, hey, dog, you sick, go to the doctor. But if I pull this hair and I see a strand, don't you come, Ladosha, Scrap, sis, oh my God, look at my hair. Look at this look at these 3 strands. My hair's coming out. This is a good thing. It's good. So new hair can come in. Oh, but what's the porosity? It's skin. It's supposed to breathe. It can't just be in that perfect homeostasis. Why? Because hair, it climatizes like skin. It's warm in here. But if it gets real hot, y'all gonna see some sweat trickling down these old boobs. You know what I'm saying? It's not gonna look so cute. It don't look that cute already, I'm just saying, okay? That's normal. That's what it's supposed to do. Just like Chris Clark, that's what it's supposed to do. Keep it simple, guys. So now, the comb is sturdy. It's made of a very nice mold, seamless, long teeth to get through textured hair or long hair. It's going to distribute the product. It's going to allow you to section the hair so that you can get the cleanser to the scalp. You don't want to do the shampoo, which is the massage, until the end when the hair is nice and clean, and so it won't tangle as much. I know you guys are like, but Dosh, that's so much work. No, it's not. When she goes home, before she doesn't go in the shower and go like this. She's gonna comb her hair out. She's gonna section it, right? She's gonna take some spray water, hit the scalp. She's gonna take some shampoo. She's gonna put it on the scalp and she's gonna scrub it. She's gonna do her whole head, then she's gonna get in the shower. Now if she has really long hair, she's gonna put it in sections. This ain't difficult. If you got children at home and they always crying and screaming, your husband, oh baby, you pulling my hair, your wife, put it in sections. You see that? So now she has her hair in sections. And she can get in the shower and she can rinse it and she can repeat each section. It'll never tangle. You know what my mama called that? A method to the what? Madness. Come on, my crush on the feed, y'all. Hit the heart button for my crush. What's up, old 6? What's up, cutie pie? You see what I'm saying? A method to the madness. And we're not used to that because remember, there was a time in history, not so long ago, when black people was considered what? Animals, stupid. We don't know, we can't figure this out. We invented this stuff. This ain't cockiness. This ain't arrogance. This is what we do. Y'all saw the president shoot that three-pointer? And they said, oh man, he just shot the basket all net. And they said, how'd you do it? And what did Obama say? This is what we do. This is what we do. A method to the madness. So no more dunking back. Again, if you have softer texture, less texture, you don't have to do all that. But to those of us who have a lot of texture, it's just that simple. How's your scalp feel? The scalp feel good? No itching anywhere? No. Now I'm asking her, is her scalp itching? Making sure it feels good. Itchy scalp after a shampoo means two things. You're either allergic to it or it ain't clean. Bottom line. Bottom line, okay? All right, guys. I got to get back to real work. There we go. And now I want you guys to support me and go to myrevair.com and go to the hair accessories department and get you a comb, or you can come here if you want to. Or, you know, you don't have to, but if, in any event, share the video. Get some comments going in the chat. That's how Facebook put me on there, okay? Raise your head up just a little. Up a little bit more. Come on back. All right. And now I'm going to wrap her. Notice I didn't run the towel through her hair. And then you can also come to the hair salon. Okay, you can have a seat. You come to the hair salon, or we can mail it to you. My books and everything is available through my Amazon store at LaDosha Wright, or you can go to lwrightbooks.com. Thank you so much. Thank you so very much. Again, it's an honor to have a comb named after you. You know how hard I work for this? Tell him 06. Come on now, Grandpa. He know I bleed out his ear. I'm trying to be somebody. He like, oh, Dose, you got this. Now, you know about, we got to spray the sinks down just to show you how RDT do it. All right, and we're going to spray the chair down. And now, we was doing this before the pandemic. We always do this. Like I said, what Obama said, that's what we do. We're going to wipe the whole thing down because somebody's coming after her. Wipe the handle off. Wipe the arms off. Wipe the chair off. Anybody ever visited Stefano & Company Hair Salon? He does the same thing. We ain't the only people that's doing this, okay? Stefano, we've been doing this before the pandemic. Anybody who's been to our hair salon, hit it up in the chat and say, that's what they do. We always do this. We've always been doing this, okay? What's up, Erica? I appreciate you guys so very much from the bottom of my heart. There you have it, the Wright Comb, brought to you by my family over at Rev air. All right? Replay the video, watch it again, learn something new. My name is LaDosha Wright. Check out my YouTube channel. I'm signing out, and y'all know what I always say when I'm signing out, right? A whole lot of peace, a whole lot of love, and a whole lot of hair. And if you ain't got no hair, don't want no hair, can't grow no hair, as a matter of fact, you can't stand hair, and in 2021 you plan on cutting it off, don't worry about it. Just rub your beautiful, beautiful bald head. You get that pimp hat popping. You see what I'm saying? Booyah. Peace out, my good people.